All right. We have another show tonight, guys. Going to go over just what's going on in the league tonight. You have, of course, Russ here and Vince.
What's good, everybody? Thanks for the support. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video, man. What a crazy game, man. We're going to be diving into it. It's going to be a much shorter video this time. Yeah, man, let's get into it. First and foremost, Rue, how you doing after that loss?
I'm feeling good about how we put up with a fight, and honestly, I honestly feel good about us in a 7-game series against them. Um, I mean, I'll say this before I let you go into it, but we were up one before, what struck us. So, gotta say, I feel good about our chances if that didn't happen. But I'll let you go into what happened, Vince. What happened?
Oh, yeah, man. Well, first and foremost, if you didn't get a chance to catch the game, wouldn't say you missed much. It was a very good game to watch about 3 quarters in. I'll just say that. What I mean by that is the first quarter, it seemed like it was all offense and no defense. I'm pretty sure we ended up finishing the quarter tied 42-42. And by the time we got into the end of the first half, the Thunder put 80 on the Lakers. But
And
the
we had,
Lakers
yeah,
put 72 on the Thunder. So you almost kind of thought, okay, we might just have a nail, like basically a shootout kind of game at this point.
hmm
Not the case at all. The Lakers really responded well on a quarter that they normally don't do well in, which is the third quarter. They held the Thunder to 17 points in that third quarter while putting up, I believe, 26 or 28. We went into the fourth quarter with a very small lead, but at the same time, as we're going into the fourth quarter, basically, for those who didn't watch, what happened is this was one of those games where, unfortunately, we got robbed. You watch any video, Lakers Nation, with Trevor Lane, you watch any of the live shows that are out right now that I'm sure people, like to watch. They're going to talk about how the Lakers, the game, the viewers, the basketball fans, we were robbed. The reason why we were robbed is because, unfortunately, Luka had some mystery beef that I don't even think he realized he had with this referee, number 72, JT Orr. There was a
Oh,
play
you got the
where
referee's name.
I got the referee's name,
Dang.
man. I got the referee's name, man, because it was that deep. So this is what I actually just found out report-wise. The first technical that Luka had received, I believe in the first half, came in defense of Vando. Vando was complaining about a few things going on, and Luka basically stood up for Vando, went to number 72, JT or the ref, and basically teed him up, right? Um,
hmm
then this particular play, I believe Luka had just made a very short drive to the right corner. Nice little hook shot, went
hmm
in, put the Lakers up one. I believe it was 108-107.
Yep, exactly.
And he turns around, looks at a fan who's heckling him, and instead of just letting the players play the game, Mr. JT Orr himself decided to blow his whistle and tee up Luka for his second technical, which then led to Luka getting kicked out of the game. During this whole event, keep in mind, all the players were looking at the fan that Luka was interacting with. At the same time, the fan is literally interacting with the player saying he was talking to me. The own fan that was heckling him literally admitted on the court he was talking to me. So even the fan that was heckling Luka didn't want to see Luka go. That's why we feel we were robbed from a great game, because it was a nail biter all the way through. The Lakers did a great job being able to come back into this game on multiple occasions. There were multiple times the Lakers played like
We're
trash in
yeah.
certain series. They were turning the ball over, which we're going to get into in a second, really giving the Thunder a chance to make up some gap in fast break points. I think they had 18-0 fast break points just in the first half alone. It didn't really change much in the second half. I'm not here to say that the Thunder did not deserve the win. I'm not here to say the Thunder weren't going to win even if Luka played. It's just the simple fact that
We
we
got
were
robbed.
robbed from being able to see great basketball play. And it's games like this where the fans, reactors like us in this case, who are, whether you're a fan of a certain team or a fan of just the game of basketball, we're not here to see the referees. We're here to see the players, the teams duke it out and show us, the fans, who's the better team. And I can't think of any better stage than this second game against the Thunder after what the Lakers did literally on Sunday, winning by 27 points. So it's the simple fact that this ref, and here's the crazy thing, and I want to get your reaction to this because I want to hear your take. It just got reported after the game when the players had did the interviews and everything like that. Vando straight up said that after that first technical foul that Luka received, JT Orr, the referee, straight up told Vando and the players, "I will hear from anybody but Luka." Literally said that to the players. So that already sets the stage, telling us that this guy had a personal vendetta against Luka for whatever reason. And you got to wonder, and I'm not even trying to say like, okay, conspiracy theory or whatever, the refs were really in it in terms of sports betting or whatever. And that's a great area that we need to just be more educated on. But it's the simple fact that there were certain things that transpired in this game, and it happened at the weirdest time. It wasn't something that was going on all throughout the game. For the most part, the refs were actually doing good. It's just these isolated situations with Mr. JT or the ref that, especially towards the end, because shortly after he threw out Luka, then you get kind of the response from the Lakers. What happened after that technical foul that happened, you can see the Lakers kind of galvanizing together to try to respond as best as they can to the best player on the team being kicked out on a bogus call. You see Vando turning it up even more than he already was on the defensive end, made some great plays, got a great rebound, made his way to the opposite side of the court, got a great block on Alex Caruso, and boom, another tech. Now, I'm not here to say he didn't deserve the tech, because if you really look at it, he did get in Alex Caruso's face, and it is considered taunting, but it just seemed like the worst moments that the refs could have freaking made a bad call like that, it happened. And at that point in time, I'm going to give you really my take fully on how the Luka technical really just kind of ruined everything to close out the game. But that's really what happened. We had a great game, a slugfest, Lakers going up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points, Thunder going up 2, 4, 6, 10 points. Like, it was a really good game of runs, just back and forth battling. And then, boom, the last 9 or 10 minutes of the fourth, actually, I'll say more like the last 7, 8 minutes of the fourth, it just kind of seemed like, here you go, Thunder. The refs clearly want you to have this win. Go ahead. So,
yeah,
it's very disappointing.
Yeah, and they, funny thing is that the Thunder wanted to get that win, not because it mattered anymore to the Thunder team, because the Cavs, they clinched the number 1 seed, and in the play, like, they have home court
Overall.
advantage. That's what they clinched in the playoffs. So it's not like the Thunder was trying to win for anything other than their own morals, and also just because they had lost 2 games in a row, so they didn't want that going into the playoffs. So I guess maybe that's what they were, trying to beat us for. But it just goes to show you that it's the respect the Thunder had for us to try that hard to try to win, because they could have just let the game go, but they didn't. So I think that they really do feel like that we are a threat to them. But yeah, so other than that, though, it was wild. Just the whole game was neck and neck the whole time, and then in the fourth quarter, everything was good, for both teams. Like, we were hitting. I think we had 15 threes in the half again. We were lighting it up from 3. I mean, Austin Reeves could not miss a bucket, man. I think the first one he missed was halftime, but it's just as soon as that second technical was called on Luka in the fourth quarter, it was like from there it just became such a weird game. So other than that, though, yeah, I have no words, honestly, but it was a good game. I'm honestly just hoping that it doesn't come back to bite us tomorrow when we play the Mavs. Hopefully, we're not tired. So,
And that's a really excellent point, Rue, to be honest with you. A lot of all day today, really weird stuff going on around the league in terms of this matchup today. First, we had news that JJ was potentially going to rest everybody. Some people were cool with that. Others thought, hey, man, we just beat the Thunder. Why risk it when you have only 4 games left? Really, all the Lakers need was to win 2 out of the last 4 games. You just showed and proved that you can beat the Thunder in OKC, on Sunday. We'd love to see if you can do it again. And, to be honest with you, like I said, take away the last, basically the first 2-3 minutes of that fourth quarter, you never know. The Lakers at least had a chance. That's all that you really hope for as a fan is a chance, to really see not just good basketball, but to see really how the Lakers can come together as a team, because this is still a new team with Luka joining and Dorian Finney-Smith joining. Not to mention, this was also a game that Rui didn't play. So this really showed me, if anything, encouragement that when it really matters and if we really want to turn it up a notch, we have the ability to do that. Not to mention, like I said, Rui didn't play. That's an extra body, an extra 6'8", 220, 230 that you can throw at a Jalen Williams, at a SGA, at a Chet Holmgren. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it was a great game. The Thunder were clearly the better team to finish this off. Give them credit. Shai Gilgeous, absolutely worthy of MVP recognition. Finished the game off very strong. He was the catalyst the last 3 or 4 minutes of the game, just finishing it off to the end. But yeah, like I said, man, it's upsetting as a fan because you wanted to see good basketball being played at the end of the day, but you can't win them all. You can't lose them all. Now, as we're going and looking into the stats like you have right now, I think that there's a little bit more to this game that people need to understand. It's not necessarily – you can't really just blame the refs and say that the Lakers lost this game. There was a multitude of
that's what I was gonna say is a lot of people want to say that the refs in the fourth quarter was the reason why. I mean, to a certain degree, you could say that, but it comes down to the Lakers and how they executed down in the stretch after the ejection, because the Lakers had 37 free throws to the Thunder's 20. They had
– my bad.
Yeah, the Thunder had 20. So, I mean, I wouldn't say it's the refs because, I mean, if you look at it, 17 more free throws for us than the Thunder had. It's hard to say the refs, but it just felt like after the ejection, it almost felt personal. But I don't know. That's just from my perspective view. But
yeah, no, that's fair. Here's an interesting thing that I noticed. So, in terms of the rebounding, the Lakers finished with 45 rebounds, and then the Thunder finished with 44 rebounds. Now, what I didn't like is the offensive rebounds in this particular game that we gave up. We gave up a total of 15 offensive rebounds, which means 15 extra possessions that they got, which led to extra potential scoring opportunities for someone like DA or a Chet or Jalen Williams. I will also give a shout out to Jalen Williams this game because the first game he went 4 for 14 and didn't really show up, right? This game he definitely showed up. He had 26 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. He was a plus 18 in the plus minus column, and you could definitely feel his presence at different variations of the game. This game compared to the last game, he didn't really appear. He almost seemed kind of timid. So I will give a shout out to Jalen Williams for a really good game today. But to be honest, and outside of that too, there was a moment where I felt like, and it pains me to say this, as a Laker fan who unfortunately didn't get a chance to keep Alex Caruso on the team, Alex really showed up and showed out in certain moments of the game. I believe it was the third quarter. There was a time where they went on like a 9-0 or a 10-0 run, and Alex was the main purpose behind that. He was doing really good ball pressure on players like AR, Luca.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, you had a couple of deflections here and there. Shea Gilgeous even showed his defensive abilities this game. Compared to last game, he didn't really do
Mm-hmm.
much. This game, you could definitely tell he cared and definitely put a bigger emphasis of effort in this game
Mm-hmm.
compared to the Sunday game. Um, Honestly, man, this was a game for the taking for both sides. And you could clearly tell that both the Lakers and the Thunder really wanted to win this game. So it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't one of those types of games where you can just sit here and be like, oh, the Thunder already locked in the first seed. They didn't try. No, you could tell in multiple possessions, whether if it was their bench players like Kaysen Wallace or
Yeah, Case and Wallace had 11
yeah,
points, plus 15 plus minus
yeah,
off
but
the
like you
bench.
can see plays like Kaysen Wallace like diving for certain loose
Mm-hmm.
balls and really going up and getting deflections and
Mm-hmm.
rebounds. And Lou Dort in the first half was looking
Oh
like
yeah,
the freaking, I don't even know, like
looked like Steph
Michael
Curry out
Jordan
there.
2.0, like just hitting all, or Steph Curry hitting all these threes. Like I think he went like 4 for 6 from the
Yeah,
3-point line just in the first half, and then he clearly
yeah.
cooled down that second half. But like I said, man, overall it was a great game. If I'm a Thunder fan, I saw some things in my team that I'm happy about and pleased about. If I'm a Laker fan, I'm not really too mad about this loss, just from a standpoint that they were in it the whole way. And even in
Mm-hmm.
moments when it seemed like the Thunder were going on runs, JJ, I thought, did really good at timely timeouts to get
Mm-hmm.
the team refocused and also get the team rested. And
Mm-hmm.
then you could see that they would kind of counter the runs that the Thunder were going on with runs on
Yeah.
their own.
It felt
So
like during that game, I don't know why we challenged the replay of Jackson Hayes with the foul on I want to say it was Chet Holmgren on his three. I don't know why we challenged it at that point. I think we were within 5 points, and it was like, I don't know, was it second or third quarter? But I just felt like that's really what you want to challenge. Like something at the end would have been something to challenge. But there was a play I think on Luca later in the game where I've been like, oh yeah, Luca was running down the court being like, okay, you gotta challenge that, and it's like, Luca, do you not remember us challenging earlier in the game? He ran down the whole court being like this, and I'm like, we're all like, Luca, you used your challenge.
yeah, they got to look into that challenge rule, man, because it just doesn't make sense to me why, if you win both challenges, you still get no challenge afterwards. Like, there's so many parts of the game. And you know what's crazy? I'm pretty sure JJ Redick's challenge record this year is like above 600. Like, I think he's
Mm-hmm.
like 33 for
Yeah.
17 or something crazy. And that just goes to show, like, the amount of mistakes that refs make that it takes us having to challenge it just to get it right is honestly ridiculous. I think it exposes a lot of how the refereeing during the game kind of goes, how many
Mm-hmm.
times they miss certain calls. And there were even a couple of occasions, like I think the Thunder coach today, he had challenged a call where Jalen Williams had fouled Austin Reeves on a drive where he kind of got hooked and hit on his left wrist, if I'm not mistaken,
We ended
on
up
a
getting
shot.
that though. We ended
Huh?
up getting those free throws.
No, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is
Oh.
like you almost have to wonder like what did they see to feel the comfortability to challenge that play? Because even I, as a viewer, saw that Austin literally got hit on his wrist, but
Mm-hmm.
yet they still challenged it. But besides that, man, I mean, like I said, it was a really great game. It was a high scoring
Yeah.
game, and my only concern really now at this point is that game tomorrow, because me personally, if you're gonna be playing your starters these types of minutes, you got to get that win. Because we didn't get that win, and we're playing in a back to back against Dallas, which is easily going to be a very difficult challenge. Like Dallas, yes, they're the 10 seed right now, but they don't play. I can already tell you, they're not going to play like the 10 seed. It
Mm-hmm.
seems like this is the season where every time we play against a below 500 team, we're like their NBA Finals or their
Yeah.
Game 7 NBA Finals. Not to mention, this is Luka first game back in Dallas, and this is AD's first opportunity to play against the Lakers since he didn't play in LA that last matchup. So there's going to be a lot of emotions. There's going to be, I feel like, a lot of chatter, a lot of back and forth. You're going to see Luka try to go at it to try to show the Dallas organization, why would you ever think it's okay to get rid of me, of all people? I'm supposed to be untouchable, and you get rid of me. I didn't request a trade. I didn't ask for a trade. I wasn't disgruntled to lead to a trade. You guys just moved me because you didn't believe in me. After 7 years and after taking you guys to the NBA Finals just a year before. And then AD, you got to think.
He's pissed.
I'm pissed. I was just healing up from an injury back in LA. I just got through seeing my teammates play a great game against the Knicks in New York. I just saw Max Christie have one of his best showouts as the starting shooting guard. And I'm thinking, man, once I get healthy and I come back, we'll be all right. And the next thing you know, in the middle of the night, as I'm getting ready to watch a movie with my wife, this is what he said from his perspective, I get a call basically saying I got traded. And then I actually saw this recently too. He texted in the group chat, yo, I got traded. And then Austin Reeves responded like, bro, stop playing. You're joking. Because he thought, dude, you're on Impractical Jokers. He's probably just joking. Next thing you know, he gets a call from the assistant coach sitting next to Max Christie, basically saying, I can't believe it, man. The trade is done. So this is going to be a big game.
Yeah. Granted, I feel like we do better against the West teams in general, even if they're below 500. But then again, I don't know, because we have all the tiebreakers against the top teams. So clearly all our losses in the West are against teams who are below. It's going to be interesting for sure. And it's going to be interesting. That's all I got to say. But, well, I would say, I'm done with this game. Let's talk about what else happened today. The Nuggets firing GM Calvin Booth and the Nuggets' most winningest head coach in franchise history, Michael Malone, the Lakers' daddy.
Sorry, I was looking for the Lakers' daddy. I don't see him in Denver anymore. Interesting. So, yeah, let's definitely talk about it, because unless you're a Denver Nuggets fan, especially if you're a Lakers fan, low-key, kind of not really upset about this happening. Like, straight up, let's just be real talk, because this is real talk, right? Because as a Laker fan, you're kind of like, well, you didn't really respect the Lakers, which, to be honest with you, is fine. There's a lot of teams that don't like the Lakers, but they do at least respect the Lakers. But that whole nonsense about who's Lakers' daddy, and it was just kind of weird. Like, when you presented that news to me today, unfortunately, the viewers are not going to be able to see that raw reaction. We're going to be working on that a lot more as we put out more content. But my jaw dropped, like you saw. I literally could not believe when you told me that news. I'm sitting here thinking to myself,
well, here,
what is going on?
I can show the viewers your reaction here. And you guys just tell me, let me know in the comments when you see his reaction, and if you can tell. That is Vince.
Uh-oh.
Finding the Nuggets firing. Now, granted, you can't hear the audio, which God must have been like, no, this is too gold. We can't give you that. This would have been viral right here, but just that reaction right there would have.
Yeah, take my ugly face off the screen, please. Thank you. No, man. The thing I didn't understand, just like I'm sure everybody else didn't understand, is if you're gonna fire a coach, why are you firing a coach with like 3 or 4 games left? The same way when the Memphis Grizzlies fired Taylor Jenkins, it didn't make sense with 8 games left. And this is the weirdest thing. These are 2 head coaches now at their respected franchise who literally changed the entire culture of these franchises. Taylor Jenkins is currently the most winningest coach for the Memphis Grizzlies. Michael Malone, whether you like him, dislike him, whatever, He is the winningest coach in Denver Nuggets history. So to me, it's just, you got to wonder, like, what exactly happened? This can't just be like okay, the Nuggets have just lost 4 games in a row. Maybe we need to make a change. This isn't like okay, the season's over for us. We got bounced out. Let's maybe look for the future and let's hire somebody else. This was literally like they were sitting in the 4th spot. I don't know if they're currently still in the 4th spot at this moment. I'm sure we can pull that up here in a second.
Yeah, I got that right here.
Yeah, but to me, it's just yeah, they're still in the 4th spot right now. So like, you still got home court in the 1st round. Why are you firing the head coach that led you guys to a 47-win season on a year where Jamal Murray clearly has been hurt a lot? Jokic has been banged up a lot. Aaron Gordon's been in and out of the lineup. Michael Porter Jr. in and out of the lineup. And your bench depth doesn't even exist. So to me, if I'm a Nuggets fan, I'm almost like pissed off because it's like, bro, this man just brought us to a championship 2 years ago. Why the heck are we firing our head coach right now? It don't make any sense.
The funny thing is I went to the Bleacher Report Nuggets forum to see what other people were saying, and somebody was like, the Lakers fired Darvin Ham, and I'm like, Darvin Ham?
Darvin Ham and Michael Malone in the same sentence should never.
I was like, dude, you lost all. Yeah, I was like, you lost all credibility when you compared Darvin Ham, Darvin Pockets Ham, Darvin sitting watching the game like buzzer beater, stance.
Hey, no, Mr. Darvin salute. Ham.
Salute.
Okay,
it's
that's
like okay, so
about.
And it's like, people are like, well, you fired Frank Vogel, he won you a championship. Okay, so let me just put this in perspective. Okay, yeah. There's other coaches who have been fired who have won the team a championship. It doesn't matter what's happened in the past, it's what's going forward now. But you're trying to compare Frank Vogel as well, and it's like, dude, Frank Vogel isn't the winningest head coach in Lakers franchise history. It just doesn't make any sense. It's like you're just trying to find any excuse you can to try to bring up the Lakers, and it's like, bro, just tell me. I didn't hear no talk about losing the locker room. I don't hear any of that. I just don't get it. But apparently there was this Cold War going on between Michael Malone and Calvin Booth, the GM. And obviously when your head coach and your GM aren't aligning, things are definitely going to be rocky. I mean, I even heard that they had middlemen having to go and talk to each other and vice versa to give out this information between the GM and the head coach. And it's like, my question is does Jokic play a part? Did you think he knew about how to play in the part of firing the head coach?
Well, that's going to be the interesting thing. I feel like over time, we're going to start to get more information on really what happened. I would love to get more information on what happened with the Grizzlies situation as well with Taylor Jenkins, because that one I really didn't understand. It's just crazy to me that both these coaches got fired at a time when some of their star players or very important players on their teams got injured, and yet they still led their teams to respectably in the playoffs. Like, it's one thing if you're like outside of the play-in game, or if you're inside the play-in game looking out or trying to get into the playoffs. These were teams that at one point were the number 2 seed, the number 3 seed, number 4, 5 seed. Grizzlies are the 5 seed right now. 2 teams that are in the 4 and 5 seed right now standing are literally without head coaches. They have interim head coaches. And the crazy thing here's a crazy stat to throw out to you, Russ. I saw this stat recently. I think it was from ESPN. There's been 5 times the last 5 years, I think 5 or 6 years, where a championship team that went to win a championship had fired their coach. It started with Nick Nurse. Then it went to Frank Vogel. Then it went to Mike Budenholzer. And then
Sacramento Kings coach? Sacramento Kings coach?
No, we're talking about teams that won the championship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the championship. Because 2019, the Raptors won. Nick
Yep.
Nurse fired. 2020, the Lakers won. Frank Vogel out. 2020, 20. Hold on, we're at 2021. Who won 2021?
The Bucks.
The Bucks. Mike Budenholzer out. 2022 was the year the Golden State Warriors won. He ain't going nowhere. Steve Kerr is locked in. Then you go to 2023. Who won 2023? The Denver Nuggets.
No, the Warriors. Oh, wait, no,
No.
sorry. You're right. The Nuggets.
The Denver Nuggets. Mike Malone out. 2024. Who won that? Boston Celtics, right? Now,
weirdly enough, Ime Udoka, he slept with someone's wife. All right, so
hey, we don't want to get into that, bro. Not for this video. All I'm gonna say is, it's
he out too.
Interesting information that I just gave you. Why?
Yeah.
Some of these coaches who have won a lot of have won at least a championship in the last 6 years have lost their job. But the weirdest thing of all those people on that list that I just told you, Michael Malone has been the longest tenure head coach of those 5 people I listed. He's been there literally since 2015. For 10 years. He's built a culture in Denver, and it's just gone, just like that. Yeah. Last thing I want to ask you, because we are getting a little bit over time here. And by the way, for folks that are watching us live, thank you. If you happen to get a chance to take a look at the video on your off time, please leave a comment below. Let us know what you feel, whether if it was about the Laker Thunder game or how you feel in terms of your reaction about the Denver Nuggets head coach losing his job news. I mean, I'm sure there are some people who get a chance to watch this that kind of either reacted the same way I did, or maybe they just reacted different or didn't react at all. We'd love to hear your comments. But last thing here, Russ, what I want to ask you, just to kind of finish this off, you gotta think somebody like Mike Brown and somebody like Michael Malone, 2 respectable coaches in the league, probably not going to be out of a job for long. Do you think there's in a ultimate universe, maybe a reality universe here soon, do you think there's a world where those 2 coaches click up and coach together at a specific designation again? And if so, or even if not, where do you see Michael Malone coaching in the near future?
I think that I want to say the Suns. Michael Malone, I don't know. Oh, okay. Well, I feel like he's going to be a candidate for the Suns, Michael Malone, but I don't think he ends up going there because I don't think anybody can fix the Suns situation in the near time future. And I doubt Michael Malone wants to go there as his resurgence. But maybe Taylor Jenkins goes to the Suns. That's something. I could see him going there. But after this season, I don't know. I feel like some head coaches are going to get fired this offseason.
Leaving some room for new opportunities for like Mike Malone or Mike Brown.
The thing is I mean, Nico been letting everybody go. You think Jason Kidd goes?
That's actually a good question that I don't think anybody's really talking about, especially with ownership making all these drastic changes out of nowhere this year. And on top of that, their ticket sales are going up by like 8% next season. Nobody really knows what's going on in Dallas. Here's one thing I do want to let you know, though, in terms of the Suns. I don't think there's a world where the Suns can afford to do that. Right now, they're already having plenty of cap issues with the players, but they're already also having cap issues with their head coaching situation. Frank Vogel literally signed, I think, a 3 to 5 year contract just a year ago, and he's gone. Mike Budenholzer just signed a 5-year contract this year. I don't really think they're trying to let go of him because those coaches are guaranteed contracts. They're going to have to pay those coaches whether they're still coaching the current team that year or not. They still are on the books. So I don't think that they're going to leave off of Budenholzer. I think they're more likely to leave off of Durant, or if Bradley Beal is able to show grace and waive his no trade clause. I do think that they're going to make a lot of moves over this summer. But whether those moves are going to, really be effective or not going into the next season is left to be determined. For me, I've seen some comments about, they think that the New York Knicks might be a good spot because they believe that this season the Knicks are going to the Knicks are going to show that they
Tom
can't really
Thibodeau.
compete with the
Yeah.
Celtics, with the Cavaliers. And so because of that, it's going to force the Knicks to really think about, well, we can't do much with our roster. We've already made all the changes with our roster this season, getting Towns and Bridges last season, building the culture that they did. You got to imagine they're going to make some type of change. So I could see that. Here's a crazy theory. I could see Michael Malone somehow, some way being attracted back to San Antonio, or not San Antonio, beg pardon, Sacramento. He did already have a coaching job in Sacramento once upon a time prior to the Nuggets. The real question, I think, is if you're Michael Malone and the Sacramento Kings offer you a head coaching position, do you take it or do you not, after seeing how they treated Mike Brown, who is also somebody that you've had experience coaching with and you've had a lot of respect for as well?
Yeah. I want to go to the standings here before we go. And what do you think? Lakers' next 3 games, win-loss record.
So our next game is against the Mavericks. I feel like that is going to be a must-win game. I feel like the team is going to treat it like a must-win game. I got the Lakers winning that. After that, we play the Houston Rockets. A couple things to pay attention to is the Houston Rockets have already clinched a playoff spot. I believe they have 4 more games left in the season. They got a game against, only 3. So, hold on, let me see here. Yeah, they only got 3. So the next game is tomorrow. They got the Clippers, then they got the Lakers on Friday, and then they got the Nuggets on Sunday. So
Yeah.
I could see if, hypothetically speaking, if the Rockets beat the Clippers, they've already locked in the 2 seed. Do the Rockets play their typical, lineup afterwards, or do they get rest? Yeah. I don't know, but I could definitely see where the Rockets might want to just rest, not take these last 2 games that they play against the Lakers and the Warriors, or being part of the Nuggets series. And at that point, that's a gimme game. If we get a game against the Dallas Mavericks and then we get a game against the Houston Rockets, it doesn't matter if we lose that last game against the Blazers. We have all the tiebreakers against everybody else.
Yeah.
So at that point in time, really, if we just win these next 2 out of the 3 games, we're locked into that 3 seed. And if I'm the Lakers, I want that 3 seed. As the standings go right now, the Clippers are currently up on the tiebreaker against the Warriors.
The Warriors just won, so they're 47-32 now as well. And the game against the Clippers or the Spurs.
Clippers are up by 13 right now.
Yeah, it was tie game not too long ago. So I'm not going to put it against the Rookie of the Year, Stephon Castle. I mean, not Rookie of the Year yet, but he's leading the way to win it. I don't see any reason why the Spurs can't come back.
So hold on, go ahead and update your standings, and then we'll get off here in just a second because
I don't think that they have updated yet.
So I'm gonna give you the update right now because some things just happened.
ESPN NBA standings.
So I don't know if you have the ESPN app. If not, definitely encourage any sports fans to go get it.
The Warriors got it now, yeah. So the Warriors right now, yeah.
And just the Memphis Grizzlies are at 6,
bro. The Grizzlies versus the Lakers if the season ended today. But quick question. Does the Clippers have the tiebreaker against the Grizzlies?
Well, the Clippers have a game above. Or hold on, say that one more time. You said the Grizzlies or
who has the tiebreaker? Grizzlies or the Clippers? Because the Clippers are about to win.
I'm pretty sure the Clippers have the tiebreaker over the Grizzlies. But either way, if I'm the Lakers, I will be more than happy, like I've said before in our previous videos. I would love a matchup against the Clippers. I know right now, like ESPN is raving the heck and gassing up Kawhi, Leonard, Jordan, Kendrick Perkins loves to say. But I'm cool with that. If I'm a Lakers fan, I'm cool with that matchup against the Clippers. We've already shown we can beat them in LA, and we can beat them in our court. We can beat them at their court. We're not afraid. We also got Luka the Don, who literally torches the Clippers, loves playing against the Clippers just as
Mhm.
much as he loves playing against the Suns, it seems like. So to me, like, beg my pardon, I'm cool with either way. If we play Memphis in the first round or we play the Clippers, I'm good. The teams
Yeah.
that the Lakers don't want to play in the first round that early are the Warriors or Minnesota, because I feel like Minnesota's length is a really big problem for the Lakers, and then the Warriors are on a really hot streak. They got a lot of confidence going into the playoffs. Brandon Pragcinski seems to just continuously keep this streak up of consistent play right now for the Warriors. So if I'm the
Mhm.
Lakers, like, I'm not scared of the Warriors, but at the same time, I'm not really afraid. Like,
Mhm.
it's one of those things where if you're going to play the Warriors or, say the Timberwolves, I would rather not play them the first round. I would be better off playing them in the second or the third round.
Yeah.
So yeah, but anyways, that's going to be it for the show unless you got anything else.
Yeah, I just have one more thing. How worried are you if we lose tomorrow?
What was that?
What's your worry level on 1 through 10 if we lose tomorrow?
I'm not worried.
If we lose tomorrow, you're good?
I'm good.
You're good.
Tomorrow's going to
Yeah.
be a different type of game. People got to realize, man, the game of basketball, sometimes you get up for games as players and sometimes you don't, right? And so this is definitely a game that I feel like they're going to be up for because they know they have 3 games left. They want to build good habits going into the playoffs. LeBron's already said
One
that.
second.
So for me, I'm not worried whether we win or lose. If we win, perfect. All we got to do now is just beat the Rockets or beat the Blazers. I would prefer to beat the Rockets at home so that
Mhm.
when you go on the road to Portland to play the Blazers, whether you win or lose, it doesn't matter. Plus, Blazers don't like the Lakers. And they would love
Yeah.
nothing more than to have a game where they can affect the seeding for the Lakers and put their butts in the
Almost
play-in.
done.
So let's hope that we don't get to that point. A win tomorrow will definitely make it very clear that we're not going to be any lower than the 7 seed at the latest, depending on how all these other games in the next couple of days go. But
Yeah.
I'm not worried, man. I think that the Lakers are going to rise to the occasion. They're going to win tomorrow, despite this terrible loss. And if they don't, then they still got a bounce back game where they go back home to see the Rockets, who you've already shown and proven you can beat. I'll
Yeah.
take those chances.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate you, Vince. Let's get it tomorrow. Let's see what the Luka the Don can do.
Yes,
Let's see
sir.
what he
And
got.
again, for those who are watching, if you happen to stumble upon our channel, man, we greatly appreciate the support. If you like the content that you're hearing, although it is a work in progress, we do apologize and we appreciate your patience. But if you do like the content, the things that we're talking about, whether you agree or disagree, just having a conversation is needed on all platforms. And we definitely appreciate the support. Please leave a comment section below. Let us know what your thoughts are. And then if you like the video, please leave a like. And if it's not too much to ask, please subscribe. We do plan on doing more and more future videos to come, not just covering the Lakers, but also covering the league. Yes, we do love the Lakers, but we are very as objective as one can be when it comes to being fans of the Lakers. If the Lakers are playing bad, we're going to talk about that. If the Lakers are playing good, awesome. But if other teams are also playing great, we love to cover them too. So if you happen to like the video, definitely leave a like, comment section below. And yeah, man,
Like and
thanks for
subscribe.
supporting. Like and
Appreciate you
subscribe.
guys.
Appreciate
And
you.
leave a comment, and we'll be sure to try to in our future videos, if you watch our live streams or videos, we can try to bring up our comments right here on the video, and we can answer them for you. So if you want to be a part of the video, hey, just comment, and then we'll try to bring it up. So appreciate you guys, and have a good night.
Salute.
Salute.